Any hopes for Birmingham City Cup run royally in the mud? Welcome to This Week at Blues. That is right, welcome back to This Week at Blues. I am your host, J03hall. This is brought to you by Blues Focus. If you would like to find myself or Blues Focus on any socials, our @s are over there and links are in the description. But with all that being said, let's get into it. Coming in with our first story, we have to talk about Birmingham City versus Norwich in the League Cup. The match did go 2-2. Unfortunately, we lost on penalties 4-2. But as I've said in videos I've made on my other social channels about this, I think there's a lot of positives that can be taken away. For one, and I think the first one I want to touch on is the full senior debuts of Joe Bellingham, Alfie Chang and Joshua Williams. Now, we know these lads are ballers anyway, but to see them getting actual game time at a senior level, it's very good to see. You know, I think for Birmingham youth, it's a very exciting time. We're producing a lot of good young talent. And granted, Blues have always been known for having a good academy, but it's looking good, lads. It's really looking good. To know that we have players we've produced that can slot right into our team and not look too out of place, you know, it's a good thing to be able to say, you know what I mean? But let's talk about the match then. So we did unfortunately go 2-0 down. Granted, you know, one of the Norwich goals was an absolute wonder goal. Now, me talking about that wonder goal did get me a lot of stick, so I'm keeping my mouth shut. But yeah, to go 2-0 down, it was a bit like, oh, okay, maybe we're not doing too great. And then we pulled one back. You know, it was like, oh, exciting times. And we pulled another back. And it's like, mad, we actually have the fight in us to get back from being 2-0 down, which I think I speak for a lot of people when I say we haven't seen that in Blues in a long time. I think over the past few years at Blues, all we've seen is, oh, we're 2-0 down, it's a write-off now. Yep, it's probably going to end 4-0, probably going to end 3-0. You know, maybe we'll get a goal back, but you'd never see us come back from that really in the past. Obviously, there's going to be rare exceptions, but I think as a general rule, if Blues went down, I felt like we all just kind of accepted, okay, we've probably lost. So to know that John Eustace is almost eradicating that in the players, that losing mentality that I do think, unfortunately, a lot of the players did have. Now, that's not saying it's their fault. What I mean by that is, you know, you lose a lot of games, you start to feel like a bit of a loser. So to know that, at least as far as it seems, that mentality is gone, and to know that we have the quality to come back from being 2-0 down against, you know, a team that was in the Premier League last season. I'm excited for this season. I know people like to say that I'm, you know, jumping the gun, getting a bit too ahead of myself, but I honestly think I see a lot of quality in this team. But obviously, as the season goes on, we'll see that. And now that we're done talking about Norwich versus Blues, we're coming in with our second story. We have to talk about it. Blues have got another Team of the Week player. That is right. Juninho Bakuna has made his way into the Championship Team of the Week. This comes off of his match at Huddersfield, where, again, a great performance. We talked about it last week, and I said last week what a player he's going to be, and it shows now that he's got himself into the Team of the Week. In that match, he got an 8.5 match rating according to FotMob. He did have 1 assist, as we know, and had 5 big chances created. You know, anything I say on this is just going to be repeating what I said last week, because we talked about his performance last week, and I said what a performance it was. He's going to be key for our season, Juninho Bakuna. I think if he suffers an injury, touch wood he doesn't, it could be a bit muddled for us. He is very key to our team. And also, while we're on the topic of Juninho Bakuna, we do have to wish happy birthdays to the man himself. He turned 25 this week. So happy birthday, Junie, if you're watching. You know, he might be. I hope you had a great day. And further back up, he's only 25 years old, lads. Exciting times for Blues fans. Now, coming in with our third story, we do have a bit of transfer news. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Are we linked to someone? Are we going to sign someone? No. More so, John Eustace talking about the transfer situation at Birmingham City, where he was quoted as saying we would have no problems should we not sign any more players. Now, do I think John Eustace believes this? Yeah, I think he believes we can have a good season with the squad we've got. And I believe he was also quoted as calling them a special group. But at the same time, I can imagine John Eustace probably wants a good few more signings. Maybe not a good few more, but it's not hard to see that in terms of actual quality in our squad, we don't have the massive amount of depth that the upper championship teams do. So I think we could probably do with strengthening some positions and some aspects of the team. One to me that come to mind is striker. I do think we need a new striker to come in. Now, I think we can all say Hogan and Deeney are going to be mainstays in the team. So I do think that means one of the other three most notable strikers we have is probably going to need to be moved on. Honestly, take your pick. But I do think we need a striker to come in, me personally. You know, I will make a video on it eventually on my channel. I've been saying it for weeks. It will happen. I will make the video. The video is made. I've just got to sit and edit it, and yeah, I can't do that. So yeah, check my channels out. You know, you might see it there at some point. And I also do think we probably need a defensive midfielder. You know, Sunjic came in a few years ago and he hasn't really worked too well. Now, obviously, he's gone out on loan in the Bundesliga, I believe, and now we have Ryan Woods there. And, you know, nothing against Ryan Woods. I just think there is better quality defensive midfielders out there that we could bring in. That's just me personally. And now we have our fourth and final story. It is a match preview for Cardiff City. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, the match has already happened. Well, I'm sure you can probably imagine. I'm recording this on a Friday. That's when This Week at Blues is recorded. So the news that you see throughout the week is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a Friday. Those are the news like you see in these videos. So talking about the result of Cardiff City versus Blues will be in next week's video. But for now, I just want to give my thoughts on it. I do think we can get a win here. I think if we do get a win, it will be scraped. I think it will probably be a 1-0 or maybe a 2-1 like we seen at Huddersfield. My one concern would be us switching off again like we did at Huddersfield, which led to them scoring. I hope that isn't the case, and I hope that has been worked out on the training pitch. But we will in fact see. The fact is, Cardiff are coming into this match after losing in the League Cup 3-0 to Portsmouth, and then in the league losing 2-1 to Reading. So coming off of back-to-back losses, I think we're probably facing them at a good time, but we will in fact see what happens. Like I said, my prediction is a scrappy win, maybe a 1-0, maybe a 2-1, but it could also end as a draw. You know, I can see it. I don't really see us losing, if I'm honest, which I might have just jinxed us, but personally, I just don't see it. We'll see what happens. But that is going to do things for today's episode. It's been a very slow news week for Blues this week. Not much going on, but, you know, we still get the content out This Week at Blues every week, every Saturday around, you know, late afternoon, you know, 3, 4, 5 p.m. They'll be out every week, so keep coming back. And also, like I said, if you want to join the conversation, be involved in any of the topics we've talked about today, over there are the socials, my socials and Blues Focus. Go, you know, message me on Instagram, tweet me on Twitter is probably the best way to get in contact. But, you know, leave a comment on my TikTok or leave a comment down below and let me know what you've thought about these stories. You know, let's have a conversation about these and see what you guys think of them. You know, I think with the takeover and all that happening, I think now is probably the most important time for us Blues fans to be vocal about our opinions and what we want to see at the club. But as I said, we have nothing more to talk about. So I have been your host, J03hall. And for This Week at Blues, that's wrapped up.